Hi, namaskar. Good evening. How you doing? And hope you're well. Hope you're good. It's a Monday morning. I'm here with a thought share. And firstly, thank you so much for all your warm wishes and all your congratulations messages on social media and your calls and your personal messages and stuff on me receiving an award yesterday. This was an honor which I received through the Lions Club. I'd been participating with them for a long time before Corona and stuff and all. And today marks the birthday of a very important person in the history of India. And this is Swami Vivekananda. So it's the Youth Day today. So I'm bringing before you an article that I read in the morning, but I'm sharing it now. And as I read this, I'm reminded of my memories. Like everybody else, I have a lot of memories around my childhood and stuff, and of course in the present times and stuff. And one remarkable memory of his is visiting the Vivekananda Memorial Temple in down south, which is in the middle of the sea in Kanyakumari. You're taken in and you go into this amazing center, which is a meditation thingy. It's for everybody and anybody. It's open for anyone, and you can go in and meditate. And it's got lots and lots of peaceful vibes there. I don't know if they've changed or now, but I'm talking about my childhood, which is like lots and lots of years back. I'm not going to share my details because you're going to go that I'm not 16 or 17 or 21. So he was a monk who inspired the youth to wake up and stuff, and he has a role to play through his shares and his contribution to Indian history. So today is his birth anniversary. There's so many monks we know of in spirituality. Buddhism has his holy Dalai Lama. We've got lots of Buddhist monks. Then there was a story which is the monk who sold his Ferrari. So there are lots and lots of monks who are from our country known. And today being his birthday, I'm dedicating my video to Swami Vivekananda. So Vivekananda ji, only at the age of 30, delivered his first inspirational speech at the World Parliament Religions in Chicago. I'm sorry, the light is less, so it might see that I'm feel like I'm not reading correctly and stuff. So excuse that. In 1893, and this was highlighting the inclusive nature of all religions through a Hindu way of living. And the young Swami spoke of how followers of different religions could come together in a country that had no problem of forcing people of different faiths and school of thoughts and stuff. And um, he said that, in his words, he said, "Oh Lord, the different paths which men take through the different tendencies, um, various, though they appear crooked or straight, all lead to thee, that is you." So, Swami Vivekananda also believed that he once said that the Christian is not to become a Hindu or a Buddhist, nor a Hindu or a Buddhist to become a Christian, but each must assimilate the spirit of the other, yet preserve their individuality and grow according to his own law of growth. He spent the next 3 years delivering such inspirational talks across America before taking the boat back home. Um, and they've talked about his philosophy in various lectures from Colombo to Almora, and they've talked about various Vedantic philosophical thoughts here and stuff. And then they share that Bengal, in reference to Bengal, there's a football match that was happening, and Vivekananda loved football. And he says that, I would like to illustrate my thought with a football anecdote. You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of Gita. And I would say to him, that's God. Football was a metaphor for strength, both physical and mental. For weakness only makes you vulnerable, whereas if you consciously strengthen yourself, the possibilities are limitless for your growth in the physical and metaphysical worlds. So his famous appeal or his famous urge was to the youth to rise up and to stay inspired as a youngster to gain confidence and to explore their inner potential while respecting and learning from not only Vedanta but from the other school of philosophies as well. And I follow Buddhism. I also am a Sikh. I call myself a global citizen. I'm not I'm not very strict on school of thoughts and stuff and all that, but I also visit a temple. I also go to a church and stuff. So whatever good I like, I pick up and stuff and all. And I feel through my journey that you have a certain calling and your thoughts can keep changing, and whatever resonates with you at certain point of time, whatever good you like, you kind of pick it up, and you do not look down and despise anything which makes you dislike or hate anything and stuff. Okay, so Krishna in the second verse of chapter 2 of Gita said to disheartened Arjun, um, yield not to weakness, O Arjun, it does not benefit thee. Cast off this mean weakness of heart, stand up, O scorcher of force. The explanation goes with Swami Vivekananda in a way where he says the coward is afraid to make mistakes, while the brave person forges ahead, strengthens himself without giving it to the glitter of the external world, and he goes forth and forward. And an extension of Gita verse can be found in Vivekananda ji's rousing appeal to you to arise and awake. Vivekananda also said, "My hope of the future lies in the youths of characters who are intelligent, renouncing all of services and others and obedient, and thereby doing good to themselves and to the country through their large working for a cause." So think beyond yourself, think beyond your career, think beyond just the money you earn, think beyond just that me myself thingy, think beyond what colleges and schools teach you. Think about smaller issues, think about bigger issues, think about the community, think about animals, think about birds, think about humanity, think about causes, concerns, think about your country, think about music, think about movies, think about theater, think about science, think about technology. As a youth, you have so much that you can, imbibe and learn, and so much change you can, take forward the nation with and stuff and all that. So you have an advantage of being the youth, and there are lots and lots of discussions and debates where people these days are branding people as millennials or Gen Z and whatnot and stuff. So let's not, divide youngsters into that, because we are somewhere, kind of creating that boundary or that distance between each other and stuff. So let's stay not divided, and let's also kind of stay open to accepting them like our older generations did and stuff, and how we are to other countries and stuff. So we can learn from the monk who inspired. And on that anecdote, the monk who sold his Ferrari, and the monk who kind of teaches you that happiness is also very important in life and stuff. And you can do a lot. If at 30, Swami Vivekananda in 1890s could do this, we are in 2020s. So I guess we are a lot more empowered and stuff. There are a lot more opportunities and stuff. So अब डरना नहीं चाहिए, और आगे बढ़ते रहना चाहिए कॉन्फिडेंटली एंड स्टफ. एंड सिर्फ पैसा बनाना मोटो नहीं होना चाहिए, सिर्फ बिजनेस मॉडल्स मोटो नहीं होने चाहिए, और आपका एक विजन और एक इंटेंशन होना चाहिए साथ में. काम तो मतलब चलता रहेगा, सारी ज़िंदगी आप काम नहीं करते हैं. द रोल्स कीप चेंजिंग एंड स्टफ ऑल्सो. ब्लेस्ड आर दोज हु आर वर्किंग फॉर एवर till their 90s and hundreds and stuff. But these days, trends have changed and stuff. So try and include an intention or a vision where your thoughts are also inclusive of, spearheading people and their thought processes to the right direction and stuff. We don't have to divide people. We have to take this burden forward of hope and, existing in togetherness and stuff. Because when you meet people from different countries and different school of thoughts and stuff, it's hard to believe how warm they are and what great thoughts they have. One country I'll share here is Magnolias. I went for a thought process, which I was invited, and CII did this, and Magnolians were there, and they were talking about India, and it was really, really moving to see how they had broken the bridges, which I find that, we built ourselves because we follow so much of what we are shown, how people talk, and what, nonsensical baggage they pass on and stuff. They've read something, they watch movies, or they've heard something, or there's some mind training happening or whatever. I also know this because I've also seen a lot of Russian movies and German movies and stuff. But the point is this, that when you sit in a forum and you hear what people have to bring on the table and what they share in terms of their values and outlook and approaches and stuff. Mind you, they're also Buddhists and stuff. Not all of them are, but they had some very nice things to say about our country and stuff. So not looking at what your families taught you, what your peers are teaching you, what you're conditioned as and stuff. Very important to take that accountability and responsibility of going out and breaking your own conditioning and stuff. So be like Swami Vivekananda ji. Take yourself forward and let your individuality grow and flower yourself into a nice, beautiful lotus flower, which is forever blooming and looking amazing and beautiful. What does it do? It stays pure in the dirt, right? Have you seen a lotus flower bloom? गंद होगा, कुछ होगा, कुछ भी होगा, but the lotus flower is forever rising up. So be like a lotus flower, okay? So this is the speaking tree, and it's page 14, I believe. One of the contributors to this section is also in Noida, my community where I stay. So great article. If this is by her, they've not written. Oh yeah, they have a name here. This is not her. Okay. So great article. So if you play football and stuff, try and connect this. And a great touch on Gita, a great connect on his life, a great connect with the way the world is, and a great connect and a voice. A voice united can spearhead the nation and the country forward. So bless the youth, and let's bless ourselves also, that we are forever guided by the right values, and the great Lord and God forever give us the right thought process, and we are forever continuing with great hope and great self-respect for the country that we are in. So love and luck and take care and have fun, have a blast. I'm on jkapani at gmail.com, Jashin Kapani office at gmail.com, and Jashin Kapani I am at gmail.com. Thank you very much to the Lions Club for honoring me and recognizing my contribution, and I hope to continue doing this. This is irrespective of my health challenges and stuff. I couldn't believe it. When I got that letter in my hand, I literally was like in tears. I couldn't believe it. In spite of the health challenges and not being so active, which people have noticed that I was like, I'm very like selective, because of this reason. I couldn't believe that I was getting it. So love and luck and take care. And thank you so much. This is a salute from me, Jashin Kapani, a proud Indian, and so proud to be a part of India, I'm a part of a country whose destiny is changing to become a greater nation. I mean, today's thought share on becoming the number three in the world. So big salute to Mr. Modi and people who are doing the work. And I'm so glad that I have been able to contribute in some way. Here is a salute from me. Yeah, bye bye. Take care. Love and luck.